Good morning and welcome to Studio 415.
On today's show, we'll shed light on the new policy giving every student a laptop next year.
We have stories to share about marching band ending their season and speech and debate starting theirs.
And we'll talk to a few students and teachers about how they're adjusting to CHS.
I hope you're ready.
It's time to enter
Studio 415. Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Nico DePremio.
And I'm Tara Maceros. Schools across the county have been moving towards a one-to-one program, or one computer for every student.
For our lead story, Studio 415 reporter Caitlin Traxler sat down with the decision makers to uncover their plans for laptops at Carroll next year.
Northwest Allen County School District wants to offer a better learning opportunity and a way to access schoolwork for students. One-to-one will provide all students with a personal electronic device, which will be a laptop. NACS administrators are planning on moving classes to a digital focus in the coming years based on national online trends for textbooks and testing. Starting with Carroll, one-to-one will take effect, and as more funds become available, NACS plans on branching out the project to the entire district.
We're very excited about the project. I'm excited to get the tools in the hands of students so that they can take advantage of so many of the things that can be done with the technology.
As a pioneer of the project, Carroll is expected to face a tide of change in the students' educational environment as everyone adjusts to the new technology. Students can expect to see some changes in the way certain subjects are taught. Andy Dietrich, who is a tech committee member and a science teacher at Carroll, believes the changes will have a positive impact.
One goal is to make sure that your teaching and the learning is very engaging so the kids will not be distracted. And honestly, with a one-to-one program, that should be much easier to keep the kids engaged.
However, the decision about what to do with textbooks remains undecided. Though online textbooks will be actively used, having the physical book for students to use would be beneficial for students that are involved in other curricular activities. In the fall of 2016, Carroll High School students are expected to meet a new horizon of education with the plan and technology that NACS has envisioned. For Studio 415, I'm Caitlin Traxler.
They drill and practice all summer long and rehearse and compete in the fall.
With all of the time dedicated to excellence, the expectations are always high for the Carroll Charger Pride Marching Band.
But as Studio 415 reporter Emily Drake shows us, even though the band did not make it past semi-state, that doesn't mean that the band members and directors did not walk away as winners.
What you are hearing is our very own Charger Pride Marching Band playing this year's show, Alchemy. Led by director Doug Hassell, the Charger Pride has achieved many victories throughout their season and has had the opportunity to perform with many other top-notch schools. But their trophies and wins are not what make the Charger Pride Marching Band so special. Although performing music is great and winning awards feels good, that is not the main goal of the marching band.
We're talking about teenagers. If some of them want to go on and become professional musicians, that's awesome, that's great. But that's not our goal. Our goal isn't to produce musicians. Our goal is to produce realistic, lifelong learners who love to perform music.
From Fundamentals Week in June and Band Camp in July and August, the band and guard is working hard to get ready for their season.
Late July is when we start band camp, which is 7 hours a day, and it's when we start learning drill and our music, and we start putting everything together.
They work hard throughout the first semester in hopes of making it to state finals, but in the end, that is not what is most important.
If we go back to the benchmark of we want to continue to improve, we want to show growth. Are we getting bigger? Are we getting better? Are we improving what we do? Then if we ask those questions and the answer is, yeah, we were successful and we achieved our goals.
With this being Doug Hassell's 4th year as band director at Carroll, he has had some time to grow and improve alongside of some of his students as well.
I think he's always been really inspirational, like a really inspirational speaker and really motivating. I think he just gets more motivating as time progresses.
The Charger Pride Marching Band truly believes that their director has left a lasting impact on them, but what they don't realize is the impact they have left on him.
They inspire me. They make me want to be a better teacher. And the second thing is thank you, because when I get up every morning, my purpose is to come here and try to enrich students' lives. And every day in 1,000 different ways, they do that.
The Carroll Charger Pride Marching Band is one big family who, even with their ups and downs, work together to achieve success. But according to Hassel, success is not determined by winning. It is determined by character. And that is what makes the Charger Pride pure gold. For Studio 415, I'm Emily Drake.
By dancing for those who can for hours on end, college and high school students across Indiana raise millions of dollars each year for the children at Riley Hospital.
Carroll will be holding its own Riley Dance Marathon in the spring. To begin collecting donations for Riley, CHS is celebrating No Shave November.
Each teacher participating in this event has a donation jar in their classroom. At the end of the month, any teacher whose jar has at least $50 will have their beard shaved into a crazy design chosen by the students. Another fundraiser at Carroll is Construction. The Construction team has been conducting their annual fundraiser for the Community Harvest Food Bank.
If you're able to donate, there are two ways to do it. First, you can give money directly to your third period teacher who will be collecting donations all week. The second is to buy a candygram from Construction team members during lunch.
For a $1 donation, you can write a note to a friend and it will be delivered to them on Friday with a little piece of candy to show you care.
If Carroll raises $500, students will tape Mr. Pearson to the wall with duct tape.
For every $500 raised after that, another staff member will be duct taped to the wall. The other volunteers are Mr. Stancifer, Mrs. Pickett, and Miss Feith.
In other news, each and every year the students in the yearbook class create the Cavalier, a book that recaps the school year.
The theme of each book is different, and last year's theme was contrast.
Along with the new theme for this year, the yearbook class has undergone several other significant changes.
Studio 415 reporter Tristan Wright has the story.
Each year, many students look forward to receiving their yearbook like this one. A lot of work goes on behind the scenes to create the 272-page book that recaps the entire school year. Not only do yearbook students put a large amount of effort in school creating the Cavalier, but they also spend their own personal time out of school and during the summer in order to finalize the book.
We're starting to spend a lot more time at home working on things. So right now, I'd probably say that we're typically spending both all of our study hall and class time, and at home, probably 10 extra hours a week.
The yearbook class has adjusted to many changes, including a new teacher. 2008 Carroll graduate Tyler Adelsberger is excited about taking on the challenge of the yearbook class.
I'm really looking forward to being the advisor of the yearbook. So far, these past couple of months have been a lot of fun.
Another change to yearbook is the new software used to create the book. Students are now able to work on the yearbook from home, which is very useful. Every year, a few members of the yearbook staff head down to Indiana University to participate in a yearbook camp. This time together allows the editors to be exposed to new ideas and get a head start on the yearbook.
You go down there and you learn something new, and not just about yearbook, but also just journalism in general.
For the first time, the yearbook is being advertised in the halls and other places. It is a new tactic adopted by the yearbook class in hopes that more people will buy yearbooks.
We're just trying to get people to buy yearbooks because only half the school buys them, and so we're just trying to get everyone involved because we want everyone to have a yearbook. We want them to have those memories from high school to be able to share later in their life.
If you are interested in purchasing a yearbook for this year or past years, please contact Adelsberger in room 257. For Studio 415, I'm Tristan Wright.
Delivering speeches and openly debating in class gives most students stage fright.
But for the group of students on Carroll's speech and debate team, it's exciting.
Studio 415 reporter Jordan Maroney caught up with the team to see how they are doing so far this season.
The speech and debate team at Carroll High School has been very successful in previous years, but they are still looking to improve this season.
Most CHS students are aware of the speech and debate team, but what they don't know is how much time and effort goes into this after-school activity.
Before every meet, we practice 3 days a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then in practice, we are analyzing evidence, creating analysis, and using that to strengthen our cases and build support.
All of this time and effort has translated into their success over the past several seasons.
Last year, we placed 4th in the state in debate, so we're looking to at least maintain that, if not move up to 3rd. And then for 4 years in a row now, we've been our sectional champions in speech. And so I think we're going to go and try and get a 5th year there.
They're also on a quest to get as many individual first place finishes in sectionals this year and possibly take the overall sectional championship. The speech and debate team is led by Mike Schaffner and Megan O'Connor. Schaffner has coached for 2 years now and enjoys all that he has learned in the process.
The students I met helping out last year, a lot of them are still here, and so that kind of drew me into the position.
The two coaches have helped the team get a great start to the season. The Carroll speech team competed at Plymouth High School on Saturday, November 7th for the first speech meet of the season, with some positive results. In broadcasting, James Bassett placed second, while Evan Englert placed third, and Marissa Prokowski placed second. In declamation, Nathaniel Flater placed first, and Emily Denny placed second. In combined exempt, AJ Hackerman placed second, and Katrina Fliotas placed third. For Studio 415, I'm Jordan Maroney.
In sports news, congratulations to the Charger volleyball team for their state runner-up finish on November 7th against Indianapolis Cathedral. The Chargers lost 3-0 and finished the year with a record of 34-4.
In other news, Carroll's 14th annual Holiday Hoops basketball game is quickly approaching. The faculty and staff are prepared to take on the seniors on December 17th at 2 p.m.
Senior students wishing to be on the team must sign up in Student Services. Forms will be available until Friday, November 20th.
A total of 15 students will be chosen at random to play in this game, with the roster being announced at the end of the day on Tuesday, the 24th. Students chosen for the game will be expected to be at practice and purchase a shirt for the game.
There is a group of students here at Carroll who may not know what the Holiday Hoops game is all about. Freshmen.
They have left middle school behind but aren't quite in high school yet.
I had the opportunity to talk to some freshmen about how their transition is going and why 9th graders are kept separate from the rest of the students at CHS. While this year's freshmen take a dive into their third month of the school year, some find it difficult while others find it easy to make a transition from middle school to high school. Being that they are new to the high school scene, freshmen may not fully understand that high school is more difficult than they expect. That means students need to start developing good study habits early.
Most students tend to struggle in their math class because Algebra 1 is challenging for a lot of people. So I just think the amount of work they have homework-wise, particularly in math, possibly in their English class, so the academic piece is pretty big.
The freshman campus is located in a separate area from the 10-12 building, so the freshmen can mature both academically and socially. One issue the freshmen deal with is the feeling of missing out on opportunities in the big building.
We feel it's the best way to get students off to a good start in high school, academically, socially, the things you guys have already asked about. Because it is a smaller environment, we have obviously less number of teachers. We really get to know the kids. We can do a lot of different types of programming over here. We have a mentoring program. We have a study skills program. We're often able to link up students with teachers for mentoring type things to really get them off to a good start.
This year's freshman class has over 600 students, and each year this number grows. On average, the yearly increase is about 50 students. The estimated amount of students within the next few years is about 700. The freshman campus can hold up to 750 students. Of those students, I asked a few about what their thoughts of freshman year were this far and how they are managing the changes.
I don't know, it's just normal, it's easy. Everything's easy.
8th grade was just kind of like really hard, and it's not really any different than freshman year.
Middle school, you could just kind of like mess around, do whatever, but like high school, you have to be really serious about it.
Teachers are like they're more strict.
I didn't have to take gym because it's stupid.
My teachers are not strict at all. They're really nice.
Although freshmen have many opinions, their experiences this far have been mainly positive. For Studio 415, I'm Nico DePremio.
For your first day at Carroll High School, it can be very scary and exhilarating at the same time.
Freshman students are not the only people who are new to CHS this year.
I want to introduce to you 2 of the 17 new teachers at Carroll, Mr. McCurr and Mrs. Schwartz. This year, Carroll welcomed 17 new staff members, 13 of which are new teachers ranging in all different subjects. Spanish teacher Crystal Schwartz and history teacher Robert McCurr are 2 of these new additions. Carroll graduate Robert McCurr is one of the many new additions to the staff. Before McCurr was hired at Carroll, he taught at Whitco High School for 5 years. He explains that working at Carroll is something he's always wanted to do.
First of all, I think the standards are really high here, in the area. Working at another school, Carroll is seen as like the premier school, so working here is really great.
McCurr didn't always want to be a teacher. Before deciding on teaching, he explored the possibilities of sports broadcasting. After only a semester, he realized teaching was right for him. McCurr has a passion for teaching history.
I'm telling a story every day. That's why I love teaching U.S. history.
This is Crystal Schwartz's first year teaching, but she's not exactly new to Carroll. Many students may know her from student teaching with Spanish teacher Amy Cox. Schwartz explains what she loves about Carroll.
the community sense of community that I have here. Everybody is into the Charger spirit. Everybody is backing each other. I love the way that people are picking each other up, and I love the different opportunities that kids have.
Schwartz's approach to reaching students is building a foundation of trust. She does this by being honest with her students.
I open myself up to them so that they can trust me, as well as being able for me to trust them.
For Studio 415, I'm Tara Maceros. Thanks for joining us today.
If you have any story ideas that you would like to see covered, mention them to any of the students in the credits or Mr. Johnston.
For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great day, Carroll.